Hello, good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are. I am Quietly Gaming. Nice, we have music. I have been playing through Final Fantasy XIV. I have finally officially finished A Realm Reborn, and now we're in the post-ARR stuff. I know that this kind of is ARR still, and this is kind of where the story starts to get into the more what people say is the good part, but I know there is still like a post-ARR slog, so we're gonna go ahead and start that off. Before that, if you guys are interested, I am playing through all of the class and job quests as well, and I'm going to be posting summaries of everything up on my other YouTube as well as story stuff and all that, so check those guys out. It's the only time I'm going to mention it. We're just going to go ahead and plow through as much of this story as we can get through today, because honestly, we're almost caught up with where I ended the first time that I really started playing through Final Fantasy. I ended up in Heaven's Ward, so I'd like to get to the end of Heaven's Ward and kind of get into a story that I don't know as well and start working on that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna talk to Minfilia and let's go. A reoccurring problem. Ooh. The price of principles. Nice. Quietly, it pleases me to see you well. Do excuse me for interrupting quietly, my lady. The gentleman from Asgana Exports has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guard that we will not be receiving any further guests this morning. Thank you, milady. Ever since we defeated Gaius van Belsar and destroyed his Ultima weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we succeeded in secret with precision, few people, and all too many enemies, we are now besieged with benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intention known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it how you will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might we not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldessian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to... Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Yet, my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. Sure, we can talk to the other people. Yestola, Thancred, Papalimo. Yaida and Uranger. Where are they all? Hi, guys. Thancred. Sup, dude? Fortune begets power and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond a doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads quietly. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead it is far from clear. Recall you are meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Lumensians sent word of the summoning of Titan. Then mayhaps you also recall my word to our host. I said onto Marrowweb that her people had broken their treaty with the Kobolds, and that the Beastmen had justly responded that we had been called to intervene in the conflict which she herself had invented. I spoke in short the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Lumensians to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justify their actions and absolve them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a simple reply. Our many diligences of the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalymo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandoned my principles nice, you know? None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at a cost of our principles, neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our alliances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'dah now and have done with it. I'm quite sure Yaida would enjoy the bribes. 'Tis a lot of power to attract the covenantness as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we do not have the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations. Nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to rise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt no that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortunes so finite. I should be able to unlock a bunch of the other, hard mode stuff from Uranger now. But we'll do that another day. Another day, another dollar. Alpha, no! Alfie, no! The Redditor, as some people call him. This situation is not wholly unexpected. I, too, have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhaps it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along quietly. Oh, the fall of Alphino. Alphino? Quietly? Is aught amiss? You desired counsel, and so you shall have it, Minfilia. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? As long as we remain within Ul'din territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an aetherite? They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favors will be denied us until we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordana. Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By more of an additional benefit, it also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and her people over the years, but I truly believe this is the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to be found the path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did, that makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much your family as... That will be all, Alphino. Alphinod. I am sure you have some familiar affairs of your own to attend to. Familial. Your concern is most generous, but no. I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come between the needs of the Order, after all. Talking about his sister? Alright, what do we want? Strength. We already have level... I already have a bunch of trinkets on everything, so I think we're gonna go like this. I went ahead and, like, I've been farming poetics, and I have full stuff on things. So the poetic stuff is, I need to get a new weapon, actually, so maybe we'll go do that. Actually, I can't do that yet, because I don't have enough poetics, because I've spent all my poetics buying trinkets, or accessories, that's what they're called. Moving on. Leave Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh, quietly. Pay attention to attend to Alphinaud. He is engaged in some business or other and requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphinaud awaits you. I have much to think about. And tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Where is Mr. Alphinaud? Come Confound it. She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of those fanciful rumors. These fanciful rumors. I should explain. Menphilia's mother, well, adopted mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Finnamin was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Ulda. She was a performer of singular talent and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Sarlian minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Menphilia too struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Philhamin absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate. For whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate that Philhamin is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Illid, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Menphilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean, to set forth for Lanoska at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire about Master Gegaruju as to the veracity of these rumors. Somehow, it doesn't seem very leader-like to let personal things get in your way of making decisions that like affect the whole group, but I guess I kind of understand too. Me and my mom have a rocky relationship, but if anything happened to her and there was a chance that I could find her, I would find her. I would find her. There's no doubt in my mind. If anything happened to any of my family, I would find them. Simple as that. Gegaruju. Oh, sweet siren of sands, my Makote muse, why have you forsaken me? To Titan's bane, I mean, quietly, what brings you to my humble resort? Philomen, you mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt amongst us until so very recently was the songstress of Ulda? Gad, woman, if I had known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Wow. Oh, for shame to think she now plies her trade with the riffraff of the West, or whatever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Gegaruju. Your information will serve us well. I stood in the wrong place. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the dock and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel on to Wineport and do the same. Yes, sir. These clothes remind me. Is it the Kingdom Hearts dude? I think it's the Kingdom Hearts dude. I need to look this up now. Where'd my phone go? I actually don't know where my phone went. That's a bit of a problem. It's not Kingdom Hearts. Oh, then it has to be the other Final Fantasy ones, right? Is there a monk? Is there a monk as one of the main characters in one of the Final Fantasy stories? I feel like there has to be, right? These look so familiar, the clothes. Well, if it isn't quietly the savior of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, and give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly, I had no choice but to eject her from the premise, interfering with tasting, you do understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer, given that I could smell the woman from a mile away. I dare say he could smell her from 10. Alright, we gotta go talk to the dude over there. But first, I guess we gotta talk to these people. You want to know if I've seen a Makote lass by the name of Philomen? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Excepting you, yourself, of course. Sniff, sniff. I see you have had many grand adventures since last we spoke quietly. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago, one does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers as observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers, which grow in the shade of the cliff, have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. We make haste! I'm going. We make haste with a mount. This way. We make haste. And on your right, you'll see the place where we were at the monk. This is where you go for the monk story. And on your left, you see a Gubu. And on your right, you see some pretty flowers. And we're here. I am in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gubu's ire. Ear? Is it ear or ire? Until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and I... Philomen? No. I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume, Menphilia, or should I say, Asinia, is looking for you. Asinia? Asilia. You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me more than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lenoska aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to my intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyways, now that we all have that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say. This is not at all how I had envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Darkened band of cast... No. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the waking sands. Oh, nice, we're here. That is convenient. That they bring us here so we do not have to bring ourselves. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamin! Asina. Asilia. I haven't seen her like this in years, quietly. She's crying. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I would think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Asilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Salsetta perfume. You remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If ever I lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it made any more. You must have gone to such trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for quietly, however. I could not have done it without her. Thank you, quietly. Thank you both. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All those years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I had failed to grasp their implications. It is clear that there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerning mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Lamin as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Acelia. Nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come and how much farther you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You have succeeded where I failed, and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, and what it may entail. Acelia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Lamin. You built it once, Acelia. You can build it again. And this time, we'll do it together. Oh, it's so cute. Truly. Alphanod, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baladesian. Preparations begin at once. Laying the foundation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing, the resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support. Sympathetic as to our cause though they may be, Whenever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. And to be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. We need not concern ourselves with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I can concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps, I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am, nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. It is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Now that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard, we should be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. Does. Madame, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Quietly, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Slaffborn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and then use it to infiltrate the Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Well, it would seem your reputation precedes you quietly. Mayhaps I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far, and there is already so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Am I reading? Quietly. Were you able to get some rest? I would ask you come with me to the Solar. Alphinaud has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. Yes, ma'am. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And? Our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and deployment of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seven Dawns shall have a new home in Mordana, the Rising Stones. Yay! Woo! A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tale of our many guests and their many, many demands. Poor Tataru. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the alliance leaders of our plan, and they have each pledged their full support, General Raban included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, Antecedent? If anything, it is mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risk apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to take their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our powers, yes, but in doing so, I would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us? We who have felled primals and faced down the Empire. To you, my fellow Scions, I would say this. Prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them as we have time and again, and united as one. Yay! There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Philemon to teach me the basics of mining too. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphinaud, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Selfborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do not take care on the road and represent us well. Do take care on the road and represent us well quietly. Mordana, we're going to Mordana. Thank God, goodbye, this hideous place. I don't like Vesper Bay. Boo-doo. Okay. Selfborn. Hello, my friend. I heard you spoke highly of me. I was told to expect a Scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It has been far too long, quietly. You have something for me, yes? I do. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. It's possibly a primal. Dun dun dun. Back to the work of a dozen men, I see. But I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important woman such as yourself has a little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhaps you'd be keen on taking a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern, where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may be a bit rapacious at times, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me. I'll show you around. Is that you, Quietly? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Is everything quite all right, friend? Well, I'm being called. It's probably a primal. I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries. You can rest assured that I'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Oops. Then I'll learn. Vesper Bay. I'm really glad to be out of Vesper Bay soon. I'm running out of tickets and I really hope the 5 is gonna be enough. Because if it's not, I'm gonna be sad. Because I'm gonna have to run all the way here and that just sounds like a drag. Honestly, it's just not fun. It's just not it's not fun. Speak with Tataru. Oh, is she? Oh, I ran too far. I ran right past where I was supposed to be. Hello, Miss Tataru. A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordana. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Or perhaps Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. Yes, ma'am. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned to Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely. Quietly. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talent will be needed ere long. If there is truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though not quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Uranger says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Mughals guard beyond such follies. Suffice to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Hulox. He awaits thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania. Quietly, Yaiden Papalimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. A pleasure to see you as well, Quietly. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Ooh. Like a little buffalo calf. Ooh, and a weapon coffer. Hail to the King Kupo. Not long ago, the Mughal Kuplo Kop visited the Twin Adders to request an audience with the Elder Seed Seer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Mughal kind, one which would imperil the entire Twelveswood if left unchecked. He provided an able ambassador to the you proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise your role in our dealings with the Mughals. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Kop himself. He awaits you with the Seed Seer at the Lotus Stand. Yes, sir. Conjurer's Guild. Silent Conjurer. The other scions have already arrived, madame. Shall I show you in? I wish we could enter the Lotus Stand when we weren't in, like, a scene, because I love the Lotus Stand so much, but, like, story-wise, it's understandable why we can't. Man, I love this place. Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Mughals, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order, yes? But no. Calm yourself, Kuplo Kop. Can you not see that she hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outbursts, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come quietly. Upon such short notice, truly Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summon you. Our friend Kuplo Kop has brought to us news of most unsettling development. It would seem that the great King Mughal Mop the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or more fantastation of Mughal mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Mughals served a god in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontent and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Mughals. For good King Mughal Mog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Mughals should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are not far apart, that they couldn't safely fly down, but good King Mughal Mog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. So he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Mughals came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Mughal Mog the 12th. May his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone could remain who would remain in the heavens so that the Moogle kind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in heaven. From what I understand, that being your reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tried the rope to something. Good thinking. I bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Yaida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moogle Mog XII is a myth made manifest by means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals wished really hard and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the Ultima weapon destroyed, what new threats could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought unto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you, who braved these tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtlessly seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Moogle's Guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that thing may not end so well as they did yesterday. The fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their home, come what may. I assure you, the Moogle's Guard only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Moogle Mog XII, may his boundless grace fill our heart with joy, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact, like the sylphs who summoned Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity has influenced the Moogles in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you quietly, confront good King Moogle Mog XII, and drive him from our midst. Sure, I can do that. Humbly, I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Moogle's Guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Yisumiyan and of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. Yes, ma'am. Welcome quietly. Welcome quietly, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Moogle Mog XII is of great comfort to me and to the elements both. As I am sure you know, the Moogles are not by their nature a warlike race, yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. Sir, I am ready. The ward barring access to the king's sanctuary can also be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the selfsame method employed 5 years ago, when first the king was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians who had held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elements, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kublokop confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keys by the Mughals guard themselves, yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so and dare not labor any longer, for fear that the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kublokop's keys quietly. Pray to him and beg. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits us in West Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. How will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bottom Pier. I'll go ahead. Sweet Bloom Pier. I called it Sweet Bottom. It's not a sweet bottom, it's a sweet bloom. The bloom of the pier. Hello. Shoop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh, the Mughals guard is here already. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us, by consorting with this Makote. Imperials, Garleans, Sylphs, they're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his kin's Mughals, he plots treason against the crown. Enough! Kublokop will answer to his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of King Mughal the 12th. May he reign forevermore, Kupo. Those are big Mughals. The king is planning to purge the 12's wood of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. The entrance to the thorn path is deep within the bramble patch. Kupo, if you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Mughals guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me. Escort Kublokop safely to the warded entrance. Should you fail to defend him or move too far away, you will return to Sweet Bloom Pier, where you may rendezvous with him before trying again. Okay. How do I get him to come? Keep going, Kupo. Where am I going? Okay, I can kind of run, it looks like, and he'll keep up. Yeah. We're here, Kupo. I didn't see any more beasts, do you? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus. Like when you attune to the aetheryte, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach these foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back whence he came. Thorn March Hard, now accessible. Boom, 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 boom. No, the little Moogles! Look at their little hats! Meddling adventures, I'd wager. Mooglesguard to arms! Defend the king, Kupo! Boop boop boo doo doo doo. Boop 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 boop. Aww. They're scrambling. They're running for it. You did it, Kupo. You did it. King Moogelmog the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Moogle's guard when you did. Thank you quietly. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them. You shall go and tell Pakni Pak that the king is no more, Kupo. She's with Reno at Camp Tranquil and can relay the news to the chieftain. Reno. So do I dare believe my eyes? Good King Moogelmog the 12th, may his magnificent virtues serve as an example to us all, has fallen. All Moogelkind owes you a debt, Kupo. And I sense Raya wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. I'm actually gonna end it here for today, folks. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. This is the conclusion of this part of the post-AR stuff. We are going to try and blast through this stuff, but I know that there is a lot that we need to do in this kind of like lump of stuff before we get to Heaven's War. I've done this before, so I know like the whole arc, I know what it entails, and I know that it's a lot. So anyway, that is what we're going to be doing. I'm gonna just like spam this as much as I can because I have time off because of the holidays, so I'm gonna spam as much as I can and get these up on YouTube later on down the road. This is probably gonna be like later on down the road, obviously. As you could see when I was running through the cities and stuff, it's Christmas time right now. It's Starlight Festival, so this is gonna be posted like way later down the line. I'm doing all of the job stuff, and I am going to be putting summaries and more structured YouTube videos up on my other YouTube, so go check those out if you're interested in that. Other than that, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like, sub, join the Discord if you want. It's small, it's being restructured, it's not very active right now, but yeah, do that, do the stuff. Anyway, I'll see you next time.